The sole member of Congress after 9/11 to vote against the resolution to authorize military force, Congresswoman Barbara Lee has been trying for years to amend or repeal it. But those relentless efforts suffered a new blow this week after Speaker Paul Ryan stripped away Lee's repeal amendment from a defense spending bill. And joining me now to discuss is Congresswoman Barbara Lee. And Congresswoman Lee, you are a hero to so many people because they first came to know you from a speech that you gave after the September 11 attacks. And I want to play a little bit of it. Take a listen.
September 11th changed the world. Our deepest fears now haunt us. Yet I am convinced that military action will not prevent further acts of international terrorism against the United States. This resolution will pass, although we all know that the president can wage a war even without it. However difficult this vote may be, some of us must urge the use of restraint.
And you saw the AUMF as a blank check. It's still in force. Tell us about your attempts to repeal it and what happened.
Sure, this was a 60-word resolution that just said that any president can use force forever.
Yeah.
And so what I've been trying to do is get that off of the books, because this is a resolution, an authorization that's been used nearly 40 times in places non-related to anything having to do with 9/11. So I've been offering this amendment. I'm on the Appropriations Committee. I do this in a variety of capacity, and finally we were able to pass it 3 weeks ago. Bipartisan voice vote came together.
Republicans voted for it too.
Republicans voted for it also, and you know, people think that there's no bipartisanship. Well, there's a lot of bipartisanship in what we do in Congress, and this is one example of it. So after this amendment was put into the spending bill, as it moves to the floor where we debate and vote, it goes through a process where the Rules Committee provides for the parameters for the debate. And in the middle of the night, several days ago, it just disappeared. 326-word spending bill. This was the only provision that was taken out. Who knows how it was taken out? I mean, minimally, the Rules Committee should have voted to take it out, but Speaker Ryan just said no.
He just took it out.
Took it out.
And why? Did he explain why he took it out?
No, no explanation. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because this was a democratic process. He exercised, like he does, you know, in many ways, this one-person rule is very autocratic, it's very undemocratic, and it's very dangerous.
And you tweeted that as much, you know, that this is underhanded and undemocratic, that people deserve a debate. Can you understand why Paul Ryan would put this kind of undemocratic, small d democratic process to work in service of this president, who he doesn't seem to be especially close to, but he sure does seem to carry his water?
I don't know what the Speaker is afraid of, and that's the point. Is he afraid of members of Congress coming together to debate an authorization to use force? I mean, minimally, we should do our job. This is our constitutional responsibility. Our brave young men and women deserve this kind of support and assistance and authorization or not by their members of Congress. And so I don't know why he is missing in action like Congress is missing in action.
This is coming at a time when you have the White House to undermine the Iran nuclear deal. Does it scare you to think that these two things are happening in confluence?
It's terrifying, because we know that it's important that we reduce and eliminate nuclear weapons throughout the world. And this is extremely serious. When we look at North Korea, for example, when we look at Iran, and President Obama did the right thing. This Iran deal is working. And so we should not do anything that provides any effort or any opening that would lead us closer to war. And in fact, we should move forward, for instance, in what I'm trying to do, to look at ways to seek more diplomacy, more political solutions to our problems.
And at minimum, Congress should be weighing in. That is the job of Congress.
That's our job, and it's missing in action.
Yeah, indeed. Congresswoman Barbara Lee, it's always an honor to talk to you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Happy to be with you, Joy.
Thank you.